Yo, what's going on guys? It's Bama here and we're back with another video. But before we get into any of that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, punch that like button, smash that like button, do whatever you want to do with it, and turn on the post notifications for your boy. We're on that road to 1K, you feel me? But hey, let's get right into the video. As you can see by the title of the video, we're going to be discussing Persona 5 Striker's top tips, more so my tips that I used through my playthrough. I'm sorry if I miss anything, I'm just going through whatever I did. Obviously I'm still playing the game, I'm still experimenting, so I will learn a lot more things throughout the course of my gameplay. Alright, so let's get right into the tips. Now the first tip is actually the bond system. This is more so the most important thing in the game. You really need to use your bond system. You need to level up your bond level. I'm not going to discuss all of these. I already made a video on that. I'll link that down below. All you need to know is you need to max out Bond Maker as quick as possible. That's the most important one because obviously that lets you level up your other ones much faster. And another one that's really useful is Joker's Wild. It basically helps you get Persona Mask way faster. And obviously you need those to fuse personas to later on get good personas, and obviously that affects gameplay tremendously. So yeah, make sure you check out the bond system. Alright, so for the next one we're going to be discussing combos, but we're not going to be going crazy into combos. Like, look, I ain't no Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Street Fighter expert, but I'm going to just tell you the combo that I used. It's basically a way to get free like healing without no SP. It's really useful. I used it in the very beginning of the game, like maybe the first two jails. It was very useful for me. What you really need to have is Pixie, and when you have Pixie, she has a combo, but she actually has a combo that doesn't take any SP away whenever you heal. And all you have to do is, while you have Pixie, to heal with no SP required, square, square, triangle, triangle, and she'll do the Dia, I believe. It automatically heals. I mean, it's not a whole lot, but it stacks up over time if you know how to actually fight without getting hit that much. Obviously that builds up over time, and obviously it's free. You don't want to waste all your SP on healing in the middle of fights. Alright, so for the next thing that we're going to talk about, we're going to be discussing item shops in the cities. This is very important. Obviously Sophia's shop is very important. You want to make sure you buy all the items in her store, upgrade her bond skill, smart shopper is what it's called, upgrade all that. But as for the item shops in the cities, this is very important if you're on a pretty hard difficulty, or if you're new at the game. Obviously your first run, you're going to need those healing items. If you're playing anything above normal, they do stack up over time. While you're in jails and stuff, keep visiting those stores again. The items do restock at times. You want to build those items up because obviously later on down the road they will be very useful to you, and you do not want to waste all your SP on healing against bosses when you have all those free items that you just got. And also another note, please remember that once you leave a city you cannot come back, so those items do not come back once you leave that area unless another store in a different city is selling those items. And the next thing we're going to be discussing is the Compendium. The Compendium is very important because obviously, as you can see by the title of the game series, Persona, Compendium, that's where you get your personas. Now, I'm going to show you an example right here. Obviously, you can train your personas with persona points that you get throughout the course of the game. But as for fusing personas in the Compendium, all you have to do, as you can see on the screen, is if you have the correct personas in your inventory, you fuse them. Obviously, it'll be highlighted in white if you have them, telling you can summon this character. If you don't have them, it's not highlighted in white, which means you either have to summon them in the Compendium or you need to actually fuse them to then later summon them, and so on and everything like that. So make sure you check out the Compendium. I'll actually leave a link down below to all the formulas for all the fusions for this game. But yeah, make sure you were looking at the Compendium. And as for the next one, I know a lot of people haven't really talked about this, but I'm gonna put this out there because if you're someone like me that's looking to play in risky mode, you should not put your entire first run on hard or anything like that. Just play it on easy because you need to get as much stuff as you can. It's the easiest way to get stuff because on risky, I promise you, it is much harder than you think. Level 99 personas, even with the best ones, are still getting hurt very badly, even by just the normal like people that you're fighting, not even the mini bosses or anything like that. Just the normal people give you a lot of hell. And like I'm saying, them boys ain't playing. So make sure your first run you should do easy. farm up everything you need. Make sure you have the right personas, have them leveled up, have them maxed out, all that stuff, because literally once you're on risky, you cannot change the difficulty, which means you're basically stuck there and you're going to be farming forever if you don't do the correct thing. Alright, so hiding in doing persona dashes. Obviously if you're a Persona 5 fan, you know how to hide. Basically go into something, press circle when it says that you can press circle on it, and once you're on top of something or hiding behind something, you can then dash at the enemy and ambush them and then do an attack that stuns all the enemies. But as for persona dashing, basically whenever you're in the middle of a fight, as you can see right now, you can climb onto an object or something, sometimes a car, sometimes something that's hanging in the air. You can explode it. You can do stuff like dashing from that area to hitting the enemies or whatever it is on whatever platform you're using. But that's basically what a persona dash is. I know there's a trophy for it, so definitely use persona dashes. I do it all the time in fights. It's very necessary to get crits and everything like that. But yeah, that's basically all you need to know about persona dashing and hiding. And one of the last things I'm going to be talking about is weaknesses. Weaknesses are very important when it comes to fighting in this game. You need to get those alignments and everything off, because when you're facing bosses and stuff like that, you need to stun them and crit them as much as possible so you can get those free combos off, because obviously when they're not stunned or anything like that, they're going to be hitting you, and they're going to be hitting you very hard. So make sure that you're doing everything correctly. Make sure you have a good amount of personas in your inventory, if not the full amount, with different types of abilities and elements. Like you want one with nuclear, one with physical, one with fire, so on like that, so that you have a variety of being able to target any weakness that some character has in one of those slots. And also, something that a lot of people really don't know about, I just found out about this the other day myself, you can actually change the skills for your party members. It's very crazy that we didn't have this in any of the other games. I've been raving about this for the longest time, but you actually can do that on this game, as you're seeing right now. It's very easy. I don't really use it a whole lot, obviously, because I found out about it later, but I don't know how much I would use it, but it's definitely useful in a way if you really want to do something, especially in the very beginning to the middle of the game. It'd be very useful to switch out stuff, and obviously when you're in New Game Plus, you have Wolf at the very beginning, so you definitely want to swap some skills maybe. But yeah, that's basically all you need to know about the change skills for the party members. Alright, and now for the last point in this video, skill cards from Lavenza in her request. You want to make sure you do all her requests, if not the regular request from all the other people. Get all your requests done, make it short and simple, do everything correctly. And like I said, risky mode is very difficult, but to actually get it, which I will make a video on that as well, you do need to do Lavenza's request. She's going to ask you to defeat very powerful people, which is why I said easier first run, because you want to get everything done as quick as possible and as easy as possible for that risky run. Alright, well hopefully I explained everything that you really needed to know about the game. I'm sorry if I missed a few things, but this is what I used during my run. I had a really good run. I'm almost done with the Compendium. I really had no difficulties yet, and I did play most of it on normal, so I can say that a lot of this does work. But make sure you do all the steps that I did. Make sure you're being very cautious throughout your runs, and hopefully this video was helpful for you. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and I'll be back for another one soon. Peace.